Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again and welcome to another video here at Wild Moon Lacquer. In today's video I am excited to share with you Orly's new winter collection. I didn't get the email that notified me that this was on its way, so it came as a complete surprise, but this is their winter collection called Momentary Wonders, and if we were waiting for some specialty finishes, it looks like we got them in this collection. So this one is their Holiday 2021. Here is the little card that they send with each of these ColorPass boxes. These are little swatches or swipes of the colors that were included, a little bit of nail art tutorial over here, and your bonus items. So for this box we got a hair clip. This one does seem to have a really nice satiny finish to it. It feels pretty substantial and secure, so I'll be curious to see how this works with my hair. I do have a lot of hair, or I just recently cut off about 8 inches of it. So hopefully this will work to secure my hair. I do like the color and it's nice for fall. Then we got a bonus nail polish. These are my favorite kinds of bonuses. This one is from their Orly Breathable line, and this one is called The Spice is Right, and this is another gorgeous fall color. So let's go ahead and swatch this before we get into the box. This one looks like it's going to be a pretty opaque cream polish. Well, actually, it's a little bit more squishy than I was expecting, although it is still a cream finish. Really nice color. Sort of like a cranberry smoothie almost. It is really nice. I don't know that I have anything too similar. I mean, some stuff is kind of close. Just from this first swatch, it's sort of reminding me of this one by LA Colors, which is called Tea Time, but I get the feeling that once this layers up in 2 coats, it's going to be different enough from that one. So that's a beautiful first coat. Oh yeah, on that second coat, it's definitely looking nice and opaque. It's getting rid of any of that squishing factor. Really beautiful color, I like that. It's a bit on the muted side, which you know I love. I have a tendency to being drawn to these muted tones. Oh yeah, that is beautiful. So that was 2 coats of our bonus polish, and that again was The Spice is Right by Orly in their Breathable line. Definitely one that I think that's going to be perfect for the fall season. And now on to the main attraction. So we have our Momentary Wonder collection, and let's go ahead and take a peek. I can open the box. So here we go. Some of us were waiting for specialty finishes from Orly, and all of these are in a specialty finish of some sort. I think the closest one to a cream is this corally color here, but it still has a bit of shimmer factor to it, so it's definitely not a plain cream. So these are some really fun polishes. Let's start over here with this purple one. This one is called Flight of Fancy. This one looks sort of like a... cannot tell if this is like a metallic or a duochrome. That is a really pretty color though, nice and vampy. This deeper fuchsia tone here is called Awestruck. Then that corally shade is called Dancing Embers. Then we've got this beautiful topper, it looks like. This one is called Touch of Magic. That's beautiful. Then we've got this mysterious duochrome green. This one is called Whispered Lore. And then the white shimmer polish over here is called Ephemeral. Wow, so we've got some really gorgeous polishes here, all of them in a really beautiful finish. I think we're going to do some swatching and talk about each one as we go. That way we can see what we're dealing with. When it's a cream polish, it's a lot easier to talk about because it's just easy to see what's in the bottle, but these are very different. This one is a gorgeous color, purpley fuchsia, I would say, and I'm trying to still figure out if this is a duochrome. It does seem to have a bit of a slight duochromeness with the shimmer that's in it. Very hard to describe this one, oddly enough. Alright, let's go ahead and swatch it. So this one again is Flight of Fancy. Definitely a metallic, I would say. Not like a true metallic, but a metallic shimmer, if that makes sense. I think you can see sort of the duochrome aspect that I'm talking about. On camera, it's coming across a bit more purple. In person, it's more of a fuchsia purple. So there might be a bit of that duochrome shift going on in some particle in that polish. Really gorgeous. And that's just one coat. That's fairly opaque. So let's go ahead and do a second coat. I would say on some nail lengths, you could probably get away with just one coat of this. That is such a gorgeous color. And fairly unique too. I have a lot of indie polishes as well, and I don't think I have anything quite like this. Very beautiful. There's what that looks like on the nail. Love it against my skin tone. That is really beautiful. Sort of a mix between a juicy purple and a berry shade. That is very, very nice. We are off to an amazing start with this holiday box. So that was Flight of Fancy in 2 coats. Really gorgeous. The next one is the Fuchsia. This one is called Awestruck. And this is another very interesting polish. I'm pretty sure has that duochrome aspect of it to it. I can see a little bit of orange across the tip of the bottle. A beautiful, warm, burnished metallic look to it. So let's go ahead and see how that one swatches. The swatch on their little card that they sent looks a bit more on the deep burgundy side of things. So I'll be curious to see how this one actually swatches. This one's a bit more on the sheer side than our first one. But that is a really nice shade there. It's a deep tone of pink, which is definitely in the family of pinks that I've been enjoying. So that one should be a beautiful color for the fall season. You guys know I don't need any more colors on my fall rack, but you know how that goes. That is really, really gorgeous. It has sort of this murky quality to it. A bit on the dusty side for as bright as that shimmer is, which is really interesting. Let's go ahead and do a second coat. Very beautiful. This one I think is beautifully opaque in that second coat. And I definitely see that duochrome aspect of it with that little bit of like orange warmth creeping in part of the nail. So this one and the first one that we swatched of this collection will most likely sort of shift depending on the lighting that you're in. But that is absolutely gorgeous. I could see brush strokes a little bit, so if you don't like visible brush strokes, you might want to be very, very careful with how you're applying it. But I don't think that they're coming across super strong once it's drying. Beautiful color there though. And another one that's fairly unique, even with as many indies as I have, I don't think I have anything quite like this one. So that was Awestruck, another really gorgeous polish from Orly. Onto our sort of corally shade, at least that's how I've been describing it so far. We'll see how it goes when I swatch it. This one again was Dancing Embers, very beautiful name. Like I said in the opening, this one is about the closest one that I could see to being a cream polish, but I don't think it is. I think it still has a bunch of that shimmer factor, so probably like a shimmery crelly or a shimmery cream. Very interesting color. Again, pretty unique. I don't think I have anything quite like this. So let's go ahead and see how it looks. Alright, so yeah, definitely a bit on the corally side. Leaning more towards the orange side of things. Very neat polish. Not as complex, I think, as these other two, but I will be curious to see how it looks in that second coat. It could surprise me. So let's go ahead and do that second coat. Yeah, definitely a unique shade here. This is sort of a mix between like a cantaloupe and a coral, and that beautiful sort of metallic-y shimmer in it is really unique to this color. And again, another one that I definitely don't have anything like in my collection, which is pretty hard to come by when you have as many polishes as I do. So that is a really unique shade. I would say the closest one that I have, that I'm thinking of anyways, might be from Zoya, and that's Kate. But Kate is a cream polish. This one definitely has that shimmer quality to it, but the tone of it is pretty similar, which I find very interesting because I was saying Kate was a pretty unique color to my collection as well. So that was 2 coats of Dancing Embers. Again, another unique color. Very, very cool. Next up, we've got what I believe to be the topper, or at least one of the toppers. This one is called Touch of Magic. This is so, so pretty. This is a full-on shimmer polish. You've got this beautiful, like, antiqued gold base to it, and then the shimmer in there shifts between pinks and golds. A little bit of green I'm seeing at the edge of the bottle. This could look so beautiful over a number of polishes, but for now we're going to see how it looks on its own. See if we can't build it up. So this is it in one coat. Definitely has that golden hue to it with the pinks and golds and oranges. Very nice. And so as you can see, it is a fairly opaque topper, if this is indeed a topper as my guess is. So just keep that in mind if you wanted to use this over some colors. It could be more of a transformative top coat than just a sheer top coat, but that is really gorgeous. And I'm not a huge fan of gold per se, but I like the different colors in this one. So while that first coat is drying, let's go ahead and play around with that over a couple of colors. Let's see. Let's see how it looks over this one. I think this one was by Treo Lacquer. That one I think was Quokka Selfie. Let's go ahead and see how that looks over that. This one is definitely a sort of like a bright melony pink. So it did already have a little bit of shimmer in it, but this definitely amped up the shimmer fest. That looks really beautiful. Maybe not my absolute favorite over this kind of color, but I definitely was curious to see how that would look. So that's how that looks over Quokka Selfie. And let's go ahead and try it over a gray, sort of a grayed purple. I have a lot of these, so I'm not 100% sure which one this one actually was, although with the lineup I'm thinking that this one was from Trust Fund Beauty, the name of which escapes me at the moment. Ooh, so that completely changes it. Definitely a transformative top coat with something like this. So now you can't even tell what color that is underneath it, but it really makes that shimmer sparkle and shine. You get that gold effect, the pink effect. So yeah, this one's definitely worth playing around with a bunch of different colors. Let's go ahead and try it over the purple. That again is another Trust Fund color that I don't remember the name of. And that looks really beautiful over purple. I think that's my favorite so far. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's beautiful. Very, very nice. Like that. Okay, that's gorgeous. So let's go ahead and see what it looks like in a second coat. See if we can build it up. Oops, a little bit too much. This one I think will take 3 coats to build up to full opacity, but in that second coat you get more of that golden hued yellow with that pink flash and a bit of orange warmth to it. Very unique shade again on its own. We'll let that dry and come back for a third coat. So here's that third coat. This one might be fully opaque on some nails with a third coat. Others you might be better off doing an undie if you wanted this to be its own polish all on its own. But that is a very unique shade. It does lean a bit towards that golden yellow side of color, so it's not my personal favorite. Although, like I said, that pink and orange flash in the shimmer is definitely a favorite kind of shift for me. So I will be very curious to play with this over a lot of different colors, especially over fall shades like oranges and rusty colors. I think this will look absolutely gorgeous, but even on its own, I mean, this is a very unique shade. Very, very cool. I might have to give that a shot, maybe even as an accent nail. See how I like it on my skin tone. So that was Touch of Magic in 3 coats. another unique polish. Wow and wow. Next up we've got the green. This one is called Whispered Lore. This one I think is probably so far the least unique, just because I have seen colors like this. I want to say I have one kind of like this from KL Polish. This one is Medusa. I think the one from KL Polish has a bit more of the blue to it. Yeah, so they aren't identical, but similar kind of shift. So this one has that golden olivey hue with, of course, the olive green. I wonder how much of a shift it's going to have, but this is a very beautiful golden green. Well, let's go ahead and see how that one swatches. This one looks like it's going to be another on the sheer side. We'll see how a second coat does. But that is another one that could be an interesting one to play around with as a topper, a transformative top coat. But that has a beautiful glimmer of gold with that murky olive base. We'll let that dry and come back for a second coat. Yeah, this one is actually building up fairly nice in 2 coats, although it might need a third on some nail lengths. Or if you wanted to deepen up the color, a third coat might do the trick. And here's what it looks like in 2 coats. Definitely a golden olive, a bit more so than I thought it would be in the bottle. I thought it would be more of an olive with a golden hue to it, but this is definitely more of a golden olive. So the gold is more prominent than I was initially expecting. Again, with gold not being my absolute favorite color, I don't know how much I'll like this one personally on my skin tone, but again, I'll have to give it a try, maybe as an accent nail, and see if I like it with other colors or in nail art, because colors like this make beautiful nail art. So that was 2 coats of Whispered Lore. Love the names of these. And then last but not least, we've got our white shimmer polish. This one is called Ephemeral, and this is a really beautiful polish. I have not ever seen anything like this from Orly before, but I do have colors similar and have seen colors similar from indie brands like Fancy Gloss, so I'm not sure how close this will be to some of those kind of shimmer polishes, but again, from Orly, always happy to see something unique like this entire collection actually. So this one is a really beautiful white based shimmer polish, very prominent with that gold gleam to it, but there's a whole lot more going on. I think I see pink and a little bit of green. Very beautiful in the bottle, so let's go ahead and see how this one looks on the nail. And then we'll have to play around with this as a topper as well. Oh yeah, very beautiful. Very shimmer heavy, as you can see. That is lovely, very angelic looking. I do love polishes like this for their ethereal look. Just absolutely gorgeous, even in just 1 coat. So gorgeous. Wow, look at that glow. So we're going to go ahead and let that one dry before I come back with the second coat. I think we're going to play around with some toppers on some more polish here. Let's go ahead and try it on more of these Trust Fund Beauty colors. No, I think these ones were LA colors. So we'll do 1 pink. Let's do the darker purpley pink. Ooh, alright, so this one definitely brings out the golden hue. Kind of a pretty combination. Again, gold is not my favorite, so I think I would like this better over a color where the other color shifts were a bit more prominent. Let's try it over the baby blue. I think this one might have been a Sally Hansen. Okay. And actually over this one, you can still see a lot of that gold, but I think I like it better against this soft blue. That's very beautiful, very snowy, very wintry. That's nice. So if you have a light blue, this one would look beautiful over that. Then let's try it over this metallic here. I think that one was an Essie. Ooh. Ooh, okay, that's beautiful. Particles on this color actually are looking a little bit larger. So instead of a golden sheen, you almost get golden flecks. That looks beautiful. Very nice. So again, another color that you could definitely play around with a lot over a bunch of different shades. But let's go ahead and see how we can build it up on its own with that second coat. I'm not seeing a whole lot of color change, but again, it is on a nail ring. So here's that second coat. Sort of builds on the intensity of that golden shimmer. Very, very beautiful. That one I think looks like fresh fallen snow. I might like it best on its own, to be perfectly honest. That is really gorgeous. Alright, so let's try it over the other colors that we got in this color box. So this first one is the one from the Breathable line. The Spice is Right. I'm not going to go over the whole thing, that way I can still see what the color looks like on its own. Oh wow, very opaque over this color. Yeah. Whoa, I may have put a little bit too much on the brush. But there that is over the Spice is Right. Definitely all golden glitz on that color for sure. Let's see what it looks like over Flight of Fancy. I think I'm going to try to do a little bit of a lighter coat on this one. Definitely pulling more on the gold side over this color as well. But over that purple you do see a bit more of the nuances of the color in there. You can see a bit of the flashes of possibly blue, and a little bit of the purple still gleams through, so it definitely looks different than it did over The Spice is Right. Well, let's see what it looks like over Awestruck. Again, more gold on this one as well, but it looks different over this one than it does over Flight of Fancy. Very nice color on that one as well. I think so far I like it best over Flight of Fancy, but let's try it over Dancing Embers. It's a beautiful combination. Peach and gold. Sort of a melony peach. Let's go ahead and try it over a Touch of Magic anyways. I mean, they're both shimmer polishes, but you never know. Now, the shimmer aspect of it sort of gets hidden with the Touch of Magic shimmer. There's that one. And then lastly, let's go ahead and try it over Whispered Allure, our beautiful green. Oh, wow. That's actually very beautiful. I like that combination. That one you get a little bit more of the green popping up. It's not as brightly gold. It's more of a golden green. Very beautiful combination there. So that was 2 coats of Ephemeral, and Ephemeral over the tips of all of the polishes that we got in this Color Pass box. So there you have it. That was the Orly Holiday 2021 collection. Let me know what you thought down below. I was really pleasantly surprised with all of the different specialty finishes that we got in here. A lot of very unique shades and a fun couple of toppers anyways to play around with over a bunch of different colors. Let me know down below which one's your favorite. If you haven't already, think about hitting that little subscribe button down below. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in that next video.